today we're doing this tank, which we've had planned for a little while, haven't we, Matt?
Yeah.
This is done though. It looks lovely, but it's time to show customers new stuff.
Yeah, I feel bad, but it's just growing and growing and growing. There's nothing changing.
It looks amazing, but we're done with it. Might reuse some of the plants, might not.
We'll see.
We'll see. So our first job is going to be just getting all these plants out. I want some of them if I can.
Yeah, I'm sure we can spare you a few trimmings.
No, I want the whole lot.
The whole lot. Share?
No, cool, yeah. What, is she here?
Yeah. Hey, oh, that's a new one. That's a new one.
Yeah. Anyway, let's just get this emptied. So that took us absolutely ages. There was so much livestock in the tank. I didn't have time to come in and show you all, but we've got like hundreds and hundreds of shrimp down here. We've got all the fish as well. Look at those shrimp.
Yeah, they're all gathered on the corners.
And they're
corners?
All buried as well.
They are. They're doing really well.
And there was hundreds of bristlenose plecos as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, lots of babies. It's really cool because some of the babies were like dinky. Yeah.
Calico as well. So.
Yeah, which is weird. So obviously the parents were standard parents, but they're carrying the calico gene, which is quite cool. So.
Yeah, didn't expect to see them. And
no, not at all.
But we've got them to go somewhere out. Where are all these fish going to go? Because they're not going in a new setup, are they?
Yeah, redistribute them and make sure they've got nice new homes.
Because I don't think any of those cherries will last with the fairy cichlids, will they?
No, about 5 minutes.
So next thing to do now is take out all of the sand. It's mixed with more coarse gravel, so we're just going to sieve it to separate the two, and then we can redistribute, the coarser stuff where we want it to be. There's aqua soil underneath, which will still be pretty good. We'll probably stick a couple of root tabs in each bag and then put them back in again as a base because it works so well. Sound good?
That sounds like a plan.
Let's do it. The tank is finally empty. It needs a little bit of a clean up. We're not going to get it spotless because it's an absolute waste of time, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah.
We're just going to get it dirty again in a minute anyway. We chuck everything in. We've got all the gravel down there. That needs sieving through so that it takes splits the particles smaller and larger.
Yep, we can do that.
Yeah, and there is all of the aqua soil in the bags that we did last time. I'll put a clip up of that, what we did now. Yeah, so they can go straight back in on top. And then we can lay the sand. We need to clean it all though. Oh, right, we've just gone and got a sprayer, which Matt is very excited about.
I'm not very good with this because it keeps clicking and staying on. It's quite annoying, really.
He's never used these before. Got very excited and just started spraying all across the shop everywhere.
I didn't mean to. It's locked on.
There's no one in at the moment.
Yeah, I know. It locked on and stayed on. It was quite annoying.
See, if you haven't got one of these guys, I recommend you get one. I've got the one that stays on the floor. It's got the long tube, which can be really useful with bigger tanks, but. Little ones like this, it's fine just to get in there. I've actually got two, but listen to me bragging about my water sprayers.
Yeah, multiple sprayers. Oh, how the other half lives.
It's good though, isn't it? It's useful.
It is quite useful.
Just turn it around, spray your corners out. It always gets really good pressure as well.
Yeah, and you don't get hand ache from constantly spraying the other ones.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It doesn't really do anything, does it?
No.
Okay. Yes, it's very funny. It's very funny.
Wet butt.
No! Got to do this all day.
I can't reach. Your camera's so heavy.
Right, Matt and Danny are going to go outside and clean all this. When I say clean it, I mean separate it, like I said. And this aqua soil can now go in a tank. Yes, it's not perfectly clean. Doesn't need to be.
Good job I was remembering my mic.
That's okay.
Yeah, I was just, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
here is the method then. So you've got, this is going to take forever, isn't it?
No, it doesn't take that long normally. There's quite a lot of gravel in that one, look.
Oh yeah, true. Oh, there's not a huge amount to get through actually, yeah. It won't take long, will it?
Yeah.
Perfect. So obviously if you've got bigger gravel, you need bigger gaps,
yes.
which will be faster. I've got the sieves at home that work well, but this also works. I did actually used to do it like this as well, to be honest.
That might work better actually, there you go.
Yeah, pressuring it right through.
Got to tickle it.
Perfect. So Matt's finished cleaning all the sand. Look at that.
Perfect. Oh, no, it's not perfect.
Is it not perfect?
One there. And another one. There we go.
I think we can let you off.
All right.
So first of all, we need to get that sand in on top of the aqua soil. That'll sort of lock it all down, and then we can start building like our sort of shapes of our rock. We've been chatting. We've been looking at some inspiration. Are you putting your hand up?
Yeah.
We're not at school.
It's because it's my wife, isn't it?
Do you have to put your
No, I
hand up?
don't.
Yes, you do. You do, don't you?
Probably. It's the only way she listens to me.
She says, yes, Matthew.
Yes, okay, you, yes, no. When we
Can I go toilet?
When we're going for 2 islands,
Yeah, I reckon we're going to go for 2 islands. Why? What's wrong? Why?
well, you've got one big island of aqua soil.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, do that. Part them.
Part them.
Yeah, I just sort of chucked them in
Oh,
there.
right,
anyway.
okay, I didn't know.
Yeah. It's all right.
Like that sort of thing, like that.
Do you want a big one that side, small one that side?
I think that was what we were saying, weren't we?
Oh,
Or
either
were we
or.
the other way around?
Either or.
I like
Whatever
that.
matters.
I
All right,
like
go
it.
with that.
I like it.
Cover the whole lot now in sand. Right, sand covering up the aqua soil. Remember, we're going to have some shell dwellers in here, so they will try to do some digging. So it is important that the soil is locked in those bags. If you are going to do this, you know, plants and the cichlids that we're doing don't usually go together, do they?
Not majorly. You'll get a bit of Alice and, yeah, a bit of that in the wild. But, yeah, it's mostly rock work that a lot of people keep them on with.
Speaking of which, that's what we need to go for next.
Yes.
We're not going to overcomplicate this. We want to do a couple of mounds of rock, staggered, laid on each other in a bit of a weird way, creating some caves. And then we just go from there. Let's just wing it.
Yeah.
Let's just wing it. Keep drifting. Okay, we've got options here because we've either got the Sirius stone, haven't we?
Yep.
Which is this one down here, which isn't very Tanganyikan, but there's loads of ways you can use it because it's quite flat and platey.
Yep, it's got some, yeah, good angles
Good
to
angles. Or we've got the one we used in the 8-foot, which is a lot more like what we're seeing. It's quite big and rounded, but it's harder to use. But that means we should use it, surely.
It'd be a bit more of a challenge.
We should be more challenging, shouldn't we? Oh, other options.
Yeah, I'm just browsing, but
You're
no, I
going to go
don't.
straight to rounded pebbles that we always use, aren't you?
Yeah, plop, 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 done.
I think this will work. I think this will work nice.
Yeah, I think the Siriu,
What's around there?
more Siriu, and elephant skin, which is essentially the same as the layer stone.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got options. I quite like the elephant. That could work.
Could work. A little bit different.
We could use that and the layer.
You could mix it in, definitely.
Let's just get some in and we'll just start moving it around.
Yeah, let's start playing, I reckon.
Done. Oh yes, Matt's just pulled this monster out.
Yeah, there was a 20 kilo.
You okay?
I think so. There was a 20 kilo box that came in, and there was this one and
Yeah.
like 2 small bits. But
Okay, well, that could work.
he is a
Like,
chunk.
It's a main feture.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Done. That's going in.
We're doing that.
Make it. We go. You go in.
We're doing that.
Doing it.
It's really heavy.
I'll get the trolley dolly.
Oh yeah, we got the trolley. Oh, I'm thinking, yeah.
Got it.
Are we going to try that then?
Yeah, I think so for sure.
Try elephant.
Elephant and I quite like the angles.
Yeah,
it's going to be challenging.
Yeah.
But we'll make it work. Different layers and levels.
This looks like Pride Rock.
It's wicked.
Simba on here. Yeah.
Sweet. Right, we've got an awesome selection. Time lapse. Let's put it in. We haven't got a clue what we're doing apart from higher point, lower point thing,
Bits.
something.
Yeah.
But they look fantastic. Look at this. Loads of angles and character. I even said to Matt, how he's just chucked it down there is quite cool.
Yeah, it works, doesn't it?
I think we need to not think about it too much.
I think that's it. It's easily done, isn't it?
Yeah.
Overthinking it, and then you get lost in your own scape.
We did some look at the actual lake on our lunch break, and it doesn't look like a perfectly placed aquascape.
Well, no. Never.
So
It's just
it never does.
chuck
does
it in. Sometimes the best tanks, I've done it before, where you haven't washed the gravel, you fill it up with water, it goes milky, and you just go, oh, I'm just going to get the rock in, and then it clears the next day, and it looks brilliant because you haven't thought about it.
How often has that happened?
Oh, a few times. Yeah. Yeah, a few times.
That's going to happen this time. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Right, here's what we've come up with. Now, 2 main islands. You've got your main big chunky section and a gap at the back. The gap is so we can have a big plant in that area. We don't want to overthink it. We're sat here now looking at it, aren't we, Matt, thinking, do we need to do this? Do we need to do that? I think it looks cool, and
Yeah.
you can overplay it.
Yeah,
Like,
I think you're right. I think if we start fiddling with the rocks and start moving them, then yeah, it's going to end up
it's great
tweaked.
shapes. It's really interesting. You've got that big one coming over the top. We've got the striations in the rock actually following on some of the lower levels. Then it comes to the top level, it's completely opposite. But you do see that, and I think, yeah, I think we definitely should go with this. I think once it's got the scatter gravel in around it, the detail stones, plus that planting, and then the fish, it's going to look great.
Yeah, we've got enough space for the shellies to come in the front.
We were talking, remember, about potentially putting a blue background on.
Oh yeah.
What are we thinking? If we're going to, I think now.
I think we should swap it around and see.
Now, like,
Yeah.
okay, it's easily done, isn't it?
Yeah. Got to remember as well, we've got the shells coming for the shellies as well,
Oh,
so we'll
shells,
have to
yeah.
you're putting them in the front as well.
Yeah. Okay, swap out the black background because it's only a piece of
Vinyl.
vinyl. Yeah, we could just unstick it and put it back on again with the blue. Is it blue on the black? Is it blue on the back, that one?
Yes, blue off the back.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
It should be, I hope so.
So it's very blue, isn't it, Matt?
Very blue.
But we're just saying, like, you're not going to see all of the blue because you're going to have a big plant in that bottom that section there, covering there. We could change the lighting as well, so it goes more of a turquoise rather than like proper sky or sea blue.
Am I on? I hope I'm on.
Are you just messing with the?
I don't know. I don't know if I've. The problem is there's so many of these lights in the shop. No, I'm turning something else. It could be anywhere. It's not this one. I'm going to turn that back onto Pro and leave that alone. It'd help if you named them, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would help.
If you named them the tanks that they're on.
That would help. Yes, I don't know why you should have done that already.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
Found it.
Okay, that's not the right colour.
No, that's very red. That's very yellow. So what are we thinking?
I don't know. Just keep going until it goes
Oh,
turquoise.
that went a bit turquoisey. What makes turquoise?
I don't know. Low red, high red. Yeah, that's quite. Yeah,
See, that's a lot of blue.
that's a lot of blue, but that's a lot more like what you see in these images of the lake.
Yeah, you'd have, obviously, because it's, quite a big lake, then, it could look quite lakey and quite deep.
Like a sort of dreamy look, isn't it? Yeah. We'll just see. It was very easy to put it blue. We can flip it black
crikey,
if we want to. Let's keep it like that for now, because we've done it.
Yeah, I think it could work. It could brighten it up and make it look really good. It looks different, so...
We need a lot of plants, that's why, though.
Yeah.
I think. We're going to go... I think we'll go with a lot of pearlweed, aren't we?
Yeah, I think a nice group of something bushy so that, some of the smaller fish have got somewhere to hide.
Yeah.
Any of the sort of or not adults, but any of them that are getting harassed because they're cichlids, they've got somewhere else to retreat to. And then, like you say, the sword in there as well, maybe.
Because the sword was the main gathering place, it seemed to be, for the fairy cichlids and their young.
Yeah. That dense sort of middle, that crown of that sword was. And then maybe some detail around the edge, maybe, I don't know, little Anubiuses or maybe even Liliopsis, like a little grass plant creeping in amongst it.
We'll do the Liliopsis for sure.
I think that'll look nice.
I think if we go like Anubius and stuff, it's getting too many again.
That's it, and it's a dark Anubius, because if it's dark leaf, it looks so different to everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas if we try and keep it that limey green sort of colour,
yeah,
I think it'll be bright, it'll be quite impactful.
Definitely.
And a little bit different to a lot of the Tanganyikan tanks that you see out there.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
I think we need to do some. We need to do do we need a lighter sand just to as on the top? I know that the fish are going to move it all around in that anyway.
Yeah.
But do we need to lighten it up a bit, or do you think the contrast? We've got scatter gravel, remember?
Yeah. I think once the scatter gravel's in there, it'll be all right. And the rocks obviously will look quite different wet. I don't know where our spray gun's gone.
Oh, you've lost it already.
There's one behind you. We'll use the rubbish one. But the rocks will darken up, I expect. That was awful. I might as well pour the bottle in there, hadn't I? Yeah, so there'll be greys and oranges, I reckon.
Okay.
I think it could work.
Well, that colour, yeah? Well, it's different to what else we've got, because, I mean, the 8 foot is also an African tank. We went for the lighter, which does also work. We need to add the detail stones now. We're thinking Shingu, yeah?
I think Shingu would work,
It'll work
really
really
well.
well with this.
And then when we do it, it might be worth having a look at maybe a few smaller bits of elephant, if we've got some...
Remember last time, though, we tried to break it up, and it looks weird.
You can't break it up. It will only be if it's naturally over there. Yeah.
There's no
hang on.
bit.
We did... Oh, yeah, no. I think it was layer stone, but you can see where that one's chipped off, look. You can see it's darker.
Yeah, and it just looks weird when you do that.
It does.
I think we're better off using the Shingu, which is flat edges and stuff as well. Yeah, let's get it in. We've got to wash it and everything. You've got loads of new Denelay decorative gravels in, haven't you?
Yes, yeah, just got them all in. Yeah, I know. Finally, I couldn't work out who the supplier was in the UK, but now I found them. So yeah, we've
got all of them, haven't you?
I think so. Yeah, I just went with all of them.
Let's show.
Yeah. So this is our surplus.
Here we go.
So yeah, we've got the two bi-cows, those ones.
Yeah.
Then we've got the River S, the Xingu. Oh, we do have River Large as well. I think that might be over the other side of the shop.
Lots of Xingu.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
because Xingu was my favourite.
Oh, Xingu's just so amazing.
There you go, River Large.
The
there
river's
you go.
good.
I think it's too rounded for that tank, though.
Yeah, because we've got like quite angular on the
Yeah,
the
it's
main
quite
stones.
sharp, so I think the Xingu will mix in with that quite nicely.
Definitely, let's do it. I think we need to give it a little bit of a wash, then we're all good.
Get the heat gun out to dry it.
Yes. It just sits better. We might not need to do that, actually. Our Xingu is cleaned and dried. Not dried.
No.
I normally dry it, but we're thinking we haven't got a lot of time left, to be honest.
And the sand's already wet.
And the sand's already wet, so
Where
just
we
best
going?
bet's just to take handfuls. You know how to do it now, Matt.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
just going to leave you to this.
Am I?
Oh, you've messed it up.
Oh, is it? Has it gone wrong?
You can't go wrong with it. It just looks good.
It did bounce down a little bit there.
Just keep in tight, that's all, and then let it fall.
And break the light unit. Oh,
It does work.
it does. It's looking good, actually, with
I
this.
say keep more of a clear sand path down that middle, just
Yeah.
because we can do some planting of that in there, just to separate it a bit. The Rio Xingu
In Tanganyika.
in Tanganyika, the South American river in a lake in Africa.
Yeah,
Purists will hate us.
Yeah, that's definitely not from Africa.
Do you remember when we built this?
Yep.
When we built this one, someone left a comment saying, you do realise nothing in that tank is from Africa. And we're like, yes, we do realise that.
Yeah, I think it would be frowned upon. Well, you know, I suppose there are places that sell gravel and rock out of Africa, but yeah, it's probably a little bit trickier.
Yeah. So yes, we're not sticking to everything purely, but
around
it's
that
going to
corner.
look wicked anyway. I'm still not sure about this light, you know, Matt. It's making everything kind of lose colour.
Yeah.
Because it's quite blue.
Yeah, we've got.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we can change the settings.
Once the water's in there and the plants, it's probably going to look completely different.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that greenery. I think that touch of greenery is going to make it look quite a lot different.
Oh, there we go. We feel like that is enough to start with anyway. We want to, leave spaces and pockets for planting, and that's what we're going to be doing next. So we're just doing an audio test that will not make it into the video.
But probably will, because it always does, because we end up talking absolute rubbish.
That's not how you talk, though.
That's not how I talk,
No,
though,
that's
is it?
not either.
I can't tell. I can't
That's
do
it.
it. There
That's
it is.
how you talk.
That's it. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's where I'm
No,
at.
that's where you're Matt.
That's where I'm at.
That's your name?
Yeah.
Did you know?
I liked that.
This is where we're at. Planting is going to be next. Some plants, lots of plants. It looks like we've got a step going up to somewhere, but that's fine if that's how it wants to sit.
What step? I'm not seeing. Oh, what, like blup, blup, blup.
Staircase.
Oh, I like that.
Why not?
Different.
Yeah.
Everything is possible in nature.
That's true.
And in nature,
The way you went, yeah. It's the little bits.
it's the little bits.
Yeah. So what plants are we going with, Matt? You're going to be in charge of plants today.
What? Leafy ones.
Big leaves?
Big leaves.
Okay, so I brought in an Amazon sword from one of my other tanks,
Yep.
which will be like the main centerpiece, not in the center.
Yeah, off to the
side
right,
piece.
probably.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking right as well, because there's that big space at the top,
Yeah,
so
that
that can go
pocket.
there. What plants have we got in?
Loads.
Oh, we've got loads.
Yeah, we've got crypts. That'll be nice. Yeah, loads of Amazon swords.
Ooh. Okay. Oh, wicked.
Nice crypt tank.
Really? Oh, that would be wicked. Crypts and swords.
Yeah, just simple.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout, especially these.
Yeah, some really nice ones in
Crypt
here.
is that. That is
Undulatus.
undulatus. Oh yeah, and it's looking fine as well.
Yeah.
And then we've got some other swords as well.
Yeah, we've got
haven't we?
loads of swords around the corner.
I've got a Blairy,
blurry.
and you've got.
I've got loads of different ones there. And I saved back some rosés
Oh,
and some spectras.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Excuse the writing, we've got a delivery tonight.
Oh, we have. Enders.
Yeah, hopefully.
Nice. My favourite are endless. Oh, I'm going to have some of those, please.
Yeah, cool.
Yes. But yeah, so these swords, we've got our. Yeah, let's just get planted.
Just nice
I don't want to take
selection of
too long with this part.
No.
Let's they're simple. It's a simple plant. We can put them all in now, and then we can talk about what we've done afterwards. Yeah, I think that's the best way. Right, loads and loads of planting done there. This sword will actually stand up. It won't be some kind of drooped over like that. But if you remember, when we put this, all the sand and everything in, there's not really many nutrients. There is still the aquasaur from before, isn't there, Matt? But that's probably the amount of plants we had in there.
Yeah, it's going to have used up a fair amount of nutrients, isn't it?
I think so. So what we've got instead, up here, we've got some root tabs. This is like a general fertiliser. Fertiliser. And this is like an iron one. So going to get those sort of dotted everywhere.
That keeps the plant straight, that one does.
Straight?
Yeah, iron.
Oh. Flat.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to stick those in and then fill it up. There's a little surprise going in the foreground. It's quite minimal planting.
Is it plants?
No, it's not plants.
Oh no, it's not. It's
yeah, you know what it is. Yeah. It's quite minimal sort of planting and big leaves, but then the type of fish that are going in, they're going to destroy anything else, aren't they? Potentially.
Yeah, well, they won't. Yeah, they'll just dig. That's the problem. With them.
Yeah.
So yeah, your ones that are going to be in the foreground are going to dig a lot. Luckily, we've got a good group of the shoaling ones, so they should be ideal. Really, they should leave everything alone and just keep in that upper reaches.
We're still not sure about the blue. We're just going to keep it for the minute, but it's easy just to flip it around at any point.
I think we should fill it.
We'll fill it first, before.
Yeah, let's get him in, see how it looks.
It's the sort of... what, Phil?
Yeah.
It's the sort of background where it's going to divide opinion. If we put it black, loads of people are going to put, I'm so glad you switched that back, the blue was horrible. And then you get like a load of comments saying, I wish you stayed with the blue because the blue look at, we'll see.
Well, you know how controversial topics work and with the comment section.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Let's just get these tabs in. I'm just going to tell them, get the shells, escargot shells, the shell dwellers in the front. It wasn't that much of a surprise. I don't know why. I built it up a bit too much, didn't I?
You did build it up quite a lot there.
Get those in the front and we'll fill it up.
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Oh, this is recording normally as well, so you can hear my singing.
Yeah.
Winner!
That's going in. So the tank is now filled up with water. We're quite murky. That's micro bubbles and dust, to be honest. The filter we use on this one is the same that was on there before, which is the Oase Biomaster 350.
Yeah, I think it was the 350.
350, yeah. I always get confused if it's 300, 350. Yeah. Anyway, it's got a built-in heater and pre-filter, which means that it stays really nice and clean, and we can heat the tank without having a horrible heater inside spoiling the view. We're not sure how on this blue still, but we're going to see once the water's cleared. We can switch this on now.
We all right?
Yeah.
And we've done the shells as well.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, he did that in the time lapse. Added the shells ready for the shell dwellers, and they all stayed down, which is good.
This one and this one have started floating, but
that's all right.
We can put them back down.
They're going to put them where they want them anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to move them around and dig them in. So yeah, they won't matter where we put them. Right. Are you ready for a filter?
Yep, switch on. We're good straight away. Oh, look at that. Perfect. And this should be clear in no time. Let's put some AquaClear in, Matt. You got some?
Yeah, got some AquaClear.
Oh, it should be around here. Oh, there we go. Perfect. AquaClear. We've had lunch, and look, behold, we are crystal clear. Such is the power of API AquaClear, and great filtration as well, of course.
Yep.
But now that we're filled up, the blue is a darker blue, and I think it's adding like a proper sort of depthy look to it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's got that lighter area at the top.
Yeah, that's just where the light's hitting it, isn't it?
But that's how you would see, you know,
the depth
in a real lake thing.
That's it. Yep.
Anyway, we're ready for fish. Temperature's good. Obviously, the filter is the same one that was already running, so it's all ready to go, all cycled, and everything's brilliant. We can put fish straight in. Now, fish selection. You've been sat here for a while with Martin, haven't you? Just going over what you think.
Yeah, we've got a few different species in, so we were just having a
Hang
look
on, I'm
at
walking
it.
backwards. This
Yeah,
is
it's all right.
difficult.
There's a kickstool there, but you're all right. I would have definitely warned you.
You didn't.
No, I wouldn't have. No, you're right.
You just didn't.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah, so obviously, main attraction is going to be the fairies, which are up in here. Where are we? Yeah, here.
Okay.
So I think those. We have got the
Wow.
daffodils in as well, but we were discussing the Brashard. They just have that white tip to the fins.
Yeah, very interesting.
And they're really sort of a real contrast. So there's 4 in there. I think we'll put the group of 4 in.
Yeah.
Because then we can always, if they pair off and we do need to get 1 or 2 out, we can do.
Can you tell male and female now?
Not really at this age. There's a few sort of distinctive markers, but I don't think any of them are showing them. I can't see any markers. But yeah, I think put the group of 4 in. They'll soon pair up and they'll soon let us know, I'm sure.
Yeah. So
yeah.
they're our main attraction, if you like, the fairy cichlid. And then there was a schooling fish as well, wasn't there, that you were talking about?
That's it. So we've got a group of Sardine Cichlids down here.
Sardine cichlids, which aren't sardines, Martin tells me.
No, and sardines aren't cichlids.
No.
But these are Sardine cichlids. So
yeah.
Not to be confused with the things you get in the tin. But yeah, so these guys are quite easy to tell, males and females. Females will be duller, browny grey sort of colour, and the males will have that purpley yellow that they're just starting to get now that they're settling in. Just starting to get a bit of purples and yellows to that dorsal fin and the tail fin. So there's about 20 in there. I can't remember how many exactly we've got on the delivery, but I think all of them should go in.
Yeah,
I think there'll be a nice shoal in there.
Yeah, it's a big tank. Big
real
enough
feature.
for that group, isn't it?
Oh yeah, crikey. Yeah. And yeah, because they're a shoaling fish, they're actually already showing breeding behaviour.
They are?
Yeah, I just saw a
Sweet.
female and a male shimmying in amongst the rockwork.
Shimmy, 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 shimmy,
Yeah.
shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
How funny. So yeah, they're going to be wicked. I really like them.
And then, of course, we've added shells in the tank.
Yep.
What does this mean, Matt?
I don't know, what does it mean? No,
Shellies.
We need shell dwellers.
Okay.
Now, I think we're going multifasciatus, which are these little guys, these stripy
Yeah,
I
yeah,
say
yeah.
little, they're not little, they're quite
No, that's what I
chunky.
said,
Quite chunky multifasciatus, but they get these really cool, pretty eyes, real fine stripes to them.
Yeah.
I think they're going to look really cool. There are other shell dwellers available, but I just think they're really nice. They're a little bit different. And
What about Julidochromis? We're not going to put any in?
well, we were thinking Julidochromis, but I think we...
As well as, I mean.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. I don't know if the Brashard will dominate too much of the rockwork.
Oh, I see.
I can't make my mind up whether it will or not.
So possibly at a later date, but let's just stick with the fairies as the main attraction.
This
We've got
is it.
3 other, three types of fish there. I think that'll work well.
Yeah, I think it would be nice.
Let's fish them up and put them in. That's not a catchphrase, is it?
That's an awful catchphrase.
Let's do this. Oh. Just saying to Matt, I think we should put Shellies in first so that they can make their way down.
Is she here?
Is she hit what? Shelley?
Shelley.
That's another one, isn't it?
That's another
Hey,
one. That is a new one.
We've had Shania Twain. No, Cher. We've had Cher. Well, I don't know where that come from.
That's a hard one. If you can work that into a conversation, if
Yeah.
you can work Shania Twain.
Yeah, we've had Shania
Shania.
Twain. We've had no, we haven't had Shania.
No, we've had Cher,
Cher. And now
Phil,
we've got Phil,
Flo.
and now Shelley.
Yep, Shelley.
Yeah, we'll put them in first. I just walked past Matt as he was catching them all, said how many, and he said 12.
I didn't know if that was an indication for me to say the number then. 12.
I did 12. Yeah, and I was just like, 12, really? Okay, wicked.
Yeah, I think there'll be enough space for little groups of sort of 3 or 4 because you'll get one male and a few females. So yeah, I think it'll be. I think it'll work quite well.
We'll put them in.
Are you ready?
Oh,
I need to open the lid. Hang on.
Lid. Okay, I'll come lower so we can see sort of what they do as they go in first. Okay. Right, going in. Whoa! Straight away down to the bottom, and that's what we wanted as well. Straight into the
Here you
shells.
go, look.
Did he go straight in?
He's literally just gone straight into the shell. There you go. Yeah, another one.
Perfect. That's what well, they're gone. Basically, they're gone.
Yeah, there's another couple over there. So they're going to find their homes instantly in there. They're going to be ideal.
And I like the way you've placed the shells just securely. They ain't staying like that, are they?
No. What they'll do is they'll generally dig them in a little bit more. So they'll normally dig them in so that they're wedged in the sand properly. So yeah, they'll do a bit of excavations once they settle down.
I'm expecting in a week's time this to look completely different at the front.
Yeah.
But that's fine. That's part of the fun of it all, isn't it?
I think that's it. You'll get some big pits and undulations going through this front area of sand once they get settled.
And they've gone. Apart from that one guy.
One there and one here.
Oh, there's one there.
Yep, there's
Oh
one
yeah.
here.
He's still working out where he should go. That's a plant. and we've provided you with shells.
Yep, you should be in the shells.
Next up, should we go for the schooling fish? Should we go for the sardines?
A big group of sardines, yep.
Yes. Woo! Yes.
Oh, they're going to look cool.
They're not behaving great at the moment.
No.
But we'll give them time because, bless them, they've just come in. It's worth pointing out to you guys that this isn't like your standard aquascaped planted aquarium, is it?
No.
We're needing to do like hardy plants, and you know, at the back where they're sort of locked in. The main thing for this tank is for the fish. So we've got different areas that are perfect for them. We've got the upper swimming area, we've got the lower area for the shellies, and then all the rock work is going to be for the fairy cichlids, which are going in next.
Very well explained.
Yes. Right, the bruschardi are ready. The fairy cichlids, sorry.
Bruschardi is the right word, though.
Oh, yeah. I'm learning. I'm getting very good. Look at me with Latin names.
I know.
How times have changed.
They're a bit jumpy. So
Are they jumpy?
How
many have you got?
I got 6.
Okay, we've got lots of rock work, lots of crevices.
Yeah. We'll let them pair off naturally.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah. Meow. No noises.
No noises.
Oh, they look stunning. Okay, they're instantly the bosses. Everyone else.
I don't know though, the shell dweller's giving him grief
Oh,
already.
yeah.
Look. The shell dweller's like, get out.
Yeah, this is our area.
Yep.
Yeah, you've got your area, you've got the rocks, we've got the shells.
Yep. And then hopefully the sardines will lift themselves up in a minute.
Sardines have just decided we'll stay here for the minute.
Yeah, we're going to be shell dwellers. It's fine.
Yeah, give them time, they'll be all over the place, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they will be.
Oh.
And just there's a few oxygen bubbles stuck on them at the moment from where the oxygen bubbles are coming off the plant. So it's not white spot before anyone says. I can already hear the comments. I can see there's a couple of air bubbles stuck on the sardine cichlids there. But yeah, that would come off once they swim around.
Good. So this tank is very different to what I'm used to doing. I'd say that this tank is somewhere between like a planted tank and a fish tank. When I say fish tank, I mean a tank that's set up with more of the focus on the fish in mind. So I want to make sure we got some good plants in there, but we also had to ensure that we had the swim room for the sardines. We needed a good rock structure for the rock dwellers, the fairy cichlids obviously, and then we needed a big open foreground to put the shells in for the shellies. And again, foreground plants pretty much out of the question here because the shellies are just going to dig up the whole area anyway, which is absolutely fine. And I'm sure any of you who've kept shellies before will know how interesting it is just to watch them form in the area around all their shells. It's really fascinating what they do. Their behavior is unlike any other fish I've seen anyway. They're quite delicate and specific where they want things, but they're also quite bullish and thuggish in defending those areas as well, which you saw right at the start there, where the multifasciatus, it was like defending straight away against the fairy cichlid, which is actually bigger than itself. Now, given the style of plants that we've got here, it's going to be a while before it looks really luscious and decent. Looks a little bit scraggly and unorganized at the moment, but once those crypts start growing in a lot thicker and taller, it'll fill out the background area as well as the Amazon swords as well, and just looks so good. Now, I'll obviously be doing updates of this tank, so make sure you're subscribed and everything so you see those if you are interested in seeing how they get along. Now, I've actually kept all 3 of these fish before myself. I'll leave a link to my Lake Tanganyika tank, a 4-foot one. Very different style to this one it was, but personally I didn't like it in the end because I got bored because there wasn't plants growing. If I was to try to do it again though, I think I would do it like this, add a bit more plants in, you know, keep that interest going. I think it was because I was trying to please the purists and having it like proper biotope style Lake Tanganyika with just the rocks and that kind of thing. Which, don't get me wrong, it looked fantastic, but it's just not really my style of fish keeping. This has the potential to be much more like what I'm into. Plants, but also a naturalistic look. That means the fish behave awesome as well. You've got like several areas of entertainment there, haven't you then? The behavior, the breeding, and then the plant growth.